It's almost a silver bullet session here.
Order filled.
Let's take a trade right here on this trend line break here and just try to scalp it. It's the MNQ, and we're looking at this trend line break right here. Hopefully it will continue to go up there. And we should put in our stop loss right now. Sell
Order
market,
submitted.
sell stop right there at break even. So just break even as soon as it hits 1-to-1. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You give it a shot. Our stop was like right under that pivot, so our target for number one's up there. When it gets near that, I just like to break even. And if it gets this 1 micro, it's no big deal. I'm just testing the markets and seeing if I can have some consistency in my ideas. If my ideas are worth anything or not, and at least break even. If you're wrong, you want to break even. Like if this can't get up higher than this right here, I mean, it did come down quite a bit, real fast. So hopefully it will go up a little bit anyway and get us a 1-to-1 on it at least, because that's kind of like all I'm asking for, really. Looks like it wants to stop me out, but that's okay. At least it's not a loss. And that's why breaking even is so important. If you know how to have the skills to do that, you want to at least break even. When you get close to 1-to-1, put it on break even, and there's 1-to-1 right there. So, technically I could just close it out.
Order filled.
I'll just take my 1-to-1 and be happy about it. I just don't know. It's in the afternoon. The market's real weird. It's been choppy all day. There's where we exited. There's where we entered. This is a live real-time trade. Guys, if you're still struggling to find a strategy like I am, and you're trying different things, and there's so many opportunities, so many different ways of trading, so many exciting things to learn, then we're on the same page. I'm using a demo account. I'm trying to figure out which strategy I like the best. I do have my favorites. I love the ICT strategies. I love the moving average trend line strategies, Fibonacci pullbacks and everything. So you'll see me use different things on this channel. My favorite strategy has been the moving average trend line strategy, which I combine with other strategies and to get a better perspective of creating my own edge, my own perspective on the market, which we all need to do. So if you see me change kinds of styles and strategies, yes, just know that I'm still searching for what I can call my own edge in this particular channel, and how I'm going to be trading with real money when I get to real money. Just also so you know that I'm trading on this demo account here, this top one. It was 50,000 when I started, and I'm going to not use real money until I get that back up to 50,000. It's at 43,881 right now. So I got, see, about $6,020 to go, make it back before I can start using real money. I'm not going to go buy a prop firm or a challenge or anything like that. If I can't get this to work, why would I go pay money or a fee or be charged anything to try to test and to get a payout when I can't even prove to myself on a simulator and a demo account that I can make money? That doesn't make sense. I don't know why people get prop firms until they prove it to themselves on a demo account. Hey, I can actually make money. So now let me go try to pass the valuation on a prop firm. That comes later. Right now, I'm still trying to prove to myself that I can make money on a demo account. Okay, so you'll see me try different strategies on the channel is what I'm trying to say. I have my favorite strategy, the moving average trend line strategy, but I love the ICT strategies and ideas. I love support and resistance. I love Fibonacci. And what I like to do is combine everything. I like to combine all that together into, an intuition or a wisdom of trading that you kind of build your own edge and your own wisdom and your own knowledge of trading over experience and time. We all need to do that. At some point, all of us need to have that ability to look at the market with our own perception and eyes and look for what we would think are good price action and trade opportunities. We have to develop that. Everybody has to develop that on their own and in their own mind if they're going to become a professional trader. So anyway, enough said. Let's look at what we did today. Peace. Okay, if we're going long on the MNQ, the micro contract for the NASDAQ. If we're going long, we have to be careful. We have noticed a pattern on the daily and weekly chart. Here's the daily chart. Once it falls below the high of the previous day, it tends to go down the next day. And we see this over and over about 80 to 90% of the time. Once it falls below the previous high of day, falls below the previous high of day, falls below the previous high of day, falls below the previous high of day. I can go on and on and on. falls below the previous high of day, it goes down the next day. About 80% of the time. There's 2 times on this chart right here where it doesn't. But this is not falling below the previous day's low, but it's falling. Right now it's falling below the weekly high. And so what I'm trying to say is that it's the afternoon now. We took a lot of good trades in the morning, but now it's heading into 1:30. Now, if we're trying to go long, we need to be careful. Our strategy needs to be with the amount of time we have left in the day. Because in the morning, we could add to our position, we can average in a little bit, depending on your risk management and your strategies and how much you're willing to lose for each trade. You have to stick with your plan. But there's no time left, really, unless you're going to hold it overnight, and I wouldn't do that. This is day trading. Be very careful, because it's forming a double top here. At the level, this white line is where that weekly high is. It forms a double top here, and it closes below it. Tomorrow is what I'm trying to. It's a strong possibility that it could go down for the day, and we don't want to get caught in that. Now, if you're shorting this, and you're already looking for short opportunities, maybe you're already in a short opportunity, depending on how your strategy works. I just wanted to make this quick video because I'm mostly buying longs in a bullish market. I don't counter trend trade too often. Right now we're in a bull market. See, if we're in a bull market, this is the daily chart, and price is above all the moving averages, then we're in a bull market. Can you short in a bull market? Sure you can. If you had seen this pattern where it falls below the previous day's high and it continues down, and you go down in smaller time charts, and you line up all your time charts to go short, sure, you can short in a daily bull market. That's not a problem. But when all the time charts that I'm looking at from the 15-minute down are all bullish, I'm not going to short. For instance, I haven't shorted any today, and this is my 10,000 tick chart. Why would I short when it looks bullish? I'm looking to buy at the bottom. That's what I've been doing. I've been buying at the bottom today. Okay, trend line breaks and support and resistance levels, catching quick profits when it pops, and then just keep doing it over and over. Why would I short? Now, once price is below all the moving averages, like all the time charts are below, like it just dropped below here on this 1,000 tick chart. But when all of them, now all we're waiting on right now, really technically, is for this to cross under this moving, like it dipped right here a little bit. But see, the moving averages have not crossed. And I still can't 100% give myself over to shorting until everything is bearish. Okay, everything must be bearish. And when that happens, it's even under the 200 moving average, which is way down here on the 10,000 tick chart. So I'm a long way from going, bearish on this. When you look at the hourly chart, how can I be bearish on this hourly chart development? I'm looking to go long. Now, I could have been bearish in other parts of the day when it fell below the previous day's high on the daily chart, like right here. Like, let's just pick this one. When this fell below the previous day, or let's just go back to this one. When this fell below the previous day's high, I could have went down to my 10,000 tick chart, watched it cross under the 200 moving average, and I would have been short on that thing for sure. Let's go look at it right here. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Right here. When everything crossed under the 200 moving average on my 10,000 tick chart, then, and that means all the other time charts under it, the 5,000, the 2,000, and the 1,000, they would have all crossed under too. And then I'm looking to short in that scenario. They all have to be going under the 200 in this direction. I'm looking for shorts all day long. That's when I short. I don't short.
Price has fallen below your alert. It's time to go check it out. Price has fallen
short when
below
everything's
your
bullish.
alert, and it's time to take a look at the action on the chart.
Now, could this switch to bullish? Sure, it could. We've seen it go from bullish to bearish in one day, in the middle of the day, and it could. But I probably won't do any shorting until it would be under the 200 moving average. We're a long ways away from the 200 moving average. But knowing that we have only a few hours left and we're already putting in a double top, I'm going to be very careful. I probably won't put any more trades in today to go long. Even though I'm not ready to short yet, I am seeing this double top. It's starting to head down. This is the previous week's high right here that it's putting a double top in. I can see why people are trying to short this, but I can't do it for me personally. So it's in a situation where I have to stop trading, it looks like. Unless, you know, if it were to come down to this pivot down here, these pivots turn around before these moving averages cross, the 20 crosses under the 50, like it did here. See, it went all the way down to the 50 moving average right here. And it did it these two times right here. We were buying. Why? Because it was support area and the 20 did not cross under the 50. Right? And we thought it was going to go back up and test, you know, test that level again. And it did. But right now, this is the chance to buy long a couple times. Keep the risk small. Look for trend line breaks right here. Let's see what it sets up here for. If we're going to use a trend line break strategy, go like this. I use the peaks and draw as many connections as I can to see where I'm at. Okay, and we're looking at the 10,000 tick level support over here. Right, and here's the levels it's been going down to, right? And I don't know if it's going to maintain the moving average by the time it would get down there. Here's also a trend line that it could bounce off of. So this area right here, anywhere in this area right here, is an interesting area. But I don't know if it gets down there, will the moving averages still be intact? Sometimes these moving averages come real close together and before they cross over. A lot of times when you get, you know, this kind of wiggle and then you get one more attempt, it will cross. So I'm very hesitant, you know, right here. Any trend line break right here, I'd keep my stop very, very tight. But I'm not going to take any more because I don't want to get back any of my profits. So I'm done trading for the day. Just be careful out there how you're trading. Keep your risk management. Know that there's only a few hours left in the morning, from about 8 o'clock to, you know, 12:30, 1:30. But when you get down the last 3 hours, if you're profitable, keep your profits. Don't give them back to the market. All right, peace. Real quickly, this is what I'm talking about right here. It's going lower and lower, but there's a trend line break right here that's coming into play. Keep in mind, all the other charts are bearish except for the one. This is something I want to observe in real time myself, because typically I won't go short if all the moving averages on all time charts are not below the 200 moving average, and we only have it on the 1,000 and 2,000 tick chart below the 200 moving average. We don't have below the 200 moving average on the 5,000 and the 10,000 tick chart. So that means we're not going to go short, deliberately start shorting the market. And so it gets in the middle where it's no longer strongly bullish, where everything is above the moving averages on all time charts going up. But it's correcting so deeply now that price on the 10,000 tick is in the danger zone, which is below the 50 moving average and above the 200. This is the area where basically reversals can take place. So we want to be very careful. I just want to observe this trend line break right here. And a lot of times when it's in between two trend lines like this, it can chop around. If it's going to go up, it can create some pintails, consolidate, and it could push up. And I just want to observe to see if that's what's going to happen here. I'm still not going to take any trades right now because I didn't make a lot today. I'm only up like 50, 60 bucks in my demo account. And I don't want to give it back. I am trying to go real money, and until I can get to 50,000, I am not going to go real money. And right now I am at 43,859. It was down to 41,000 and I've come up a lot recently, but I said I'm not going to go real money until I can make back up to 50,000, because I started at 50,000. I would have blown an account already, one of those prop accounts. Why should I spend money on a prop account when I haven't proven to myself that I can make money on the demo account? All you guys out there, I need to make a video about this, but if you're going to do a prop account, prove to yourself that you can pass it first. Otherwise, you're just throwing your money away, right? You're throwing your money away. Don't do that. All right, let's check out what happens here. And it does look bullish. It does look bullish. If I was going to try it in the afternoon hours with very little time left, I wouldn't put my stop down here. I'd put my stop even tighter, make sure it's real tight, right in this area right here. I'd go, and when do you go long? Well, it's already over the one trend line. It's over this trend line. It's just not over this trend line. Which trend line do you want to have break before you go in? See, and you're already over the one trend line right here. So if you're going to enter, the bottom of that trend line pivot area would be your stop loss. And you could enter as it's pulling back. The lower it gets, the less risk you have. You could enter right here. And if it goes back up to the high, you're already at 1-to-1. I need 6 contracts for my $50 risk limit, and I'd enter 6 micros. And if it gets up to the top right there, I would make my $50. Right now, I'm just watching and observing, because this one trade could wipe out my profits for the day. I had a lot of trades today, and after commissions, I'm only up, $51. It looks like. Okay, if we had done that, 6 micro contracts, $50 risk limit, when it came all the way down here, we would have made that $50. It went right up to that first target. Boom, boom. Very nice. Okay, looks like target 2 would have been hit. That would have been a 2-for-1 return. 6 micro contracts with the amount of risk for $48 loss, $48 gain times 2. It's almost $100 profit on the second. Hit the 50 EMA, and it's starting to come down. So I'm just observing activity and price. I forgot, the afternoon silver bullet session is a decent time to still trade up until 3 p. Let's see, from 2 to 3. I definitely don't want to trade in the last hour. Okay, this is more like what I thought was going to happen. Stopped out. No, yes, it did work out for the amount of risk and the amount of reward. It's good to always have those targets in mind when you're taking your trades, and have it all set before you enter your trade. You have to have your risk set before you enter the trade, and you should already have a profit target in mind with the trend line moving average strategy. So this is the silver bullet session coming up in about 15 minutes. And so we're going to start seeing some movement, possibly either up or down. The probability is greater during the silver bullet session, and that doesn't mean it's going to go up. It could go down. So that's why I'm very cautious. Again, having observed the double top and where it's falling from, and observing the daily chart and the weekly chart highs and lows, I'm not confident that it's going to go back up and close over this white line today or tomorrow, but it definitely is at all-time highs. The market is still going up in the big picture. Okay, that area that I said was interesting right down here in this circle, we're hitting that area. So, and the moving averages have not crossed yet. So it's very interesting to see there may be a possible long opportunity in this area. We have to remember what time it is also. It's almost a silver bullet session here.
Order filled.
Let's take a trade right here on this trend line break here and just try to scalp it. It's the MNQ, and we're looking at this trend line break right here. Hopefully it will continue to go up there, and we should put in our stop loss right now.
Order submitted.
Sell stop right there at break even. So just break even as soon as it hits 1-to-1. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You give it a shot. Our stop was right under that pivot, so our target for number 1's up there. When it gets near that, I just like to break even. And if it gets this 1 micro, it's no big deal. I'm just testing the markets and seeing if I can have some consistency in my ideas, if my ideas are worth anything or not, and at least break even. If you're wrong, you want to break even, Like if this can't get up higher than this right here, I mean, it did come down quite a bit, real fast. So hopefully it will go up a little bit anyway and get us a 1-to-1 on it at least, because that's kind of like all I'm asking for, really. Looks like it wants to stop me out, but that's okay. At least it's not a loss. And that's why breaking even is so important. If you know how to have the skills to do that, you want to at least break even. When you get close to 1-to-1, put it on break even, and there's 1-to-1 right there. So, technically I could just close it out.
Order filled.
I'll just take my 1-to-1 and be happy about it. I just don't know. It's in the afternoon. The market's real weird. It's been choppy all day. There's where we exited. There's where we entered. This is a live real-time trade. I mean, I've been making notes on my morning notes, and I've been recognizing as I record my trades every day how many times I hit 1-to-1 and how many times I break even. I think that's why my win rate is so high, is because I break even with one tick above break even, and that gives me a win. At least it's not a loss. When I break even, I try to have one tick above so that it pays for my commissions. If it has good momentum in it and it looks like it might bounce a little bit, I could give it a try. That's what I did right here. And I didn't even realize it's bouncing off an old trend line too. If you draw a lot of trend lines and you see old trend lines come into play, yeah, it's the same trend line it broke over right here. When you have that kind of double trend line activity, there's a probability you might not, it didn't go very far, but the reaction, likelihood of a reaction is increased. The more trend lines you see come into that intersection. Does that mean it's going to change position and go the other way? No, it just means there's probably a reaction just enough to get a 1-to-1 return on. So now it's grinding on this trend line, and okay, it's taking a sweep on that area that we talked about earlier, and I'm taking another trade. I said I wanted to sweep this area, I wanted to sweep this area, and it did. And now we're taking just one more quick little trade here, a little scalp up to the, hopefully it'll go up, maybe to this pivot up here. It should bounce a little bit more, and we'll see if it does. I should go ahead and get on break even like I do.
Order
Stop
submitted.
market. Let's put it on break even. That way I can cover my commissions at least. Let's see if it'll run up a little bit past. I want it to go past that 20 EMA right there a little before it comes back down. Hopefully it'll go up to that. There's $20. Good, I'll take it.
Order filled.
I'll just take it right there. Quick scalps. You know, the risk on something like this will be the bottom. It created a pin tail. It swept the pivot. That's what this line is. It swept the pivot. It broke the trend line. When it breaks a trend line at a pivot level, I said, I gotta take this trade. You know, I really should say I really shouldn't say I'm not going to take trades, because if I see a great opportunity, I might take the trade. So that's going to be my language in the future. I'm going to be very careful to take only good quality setups, which is what this one was, and I could have held it longer. In fact, on something like this, I need to learn to trail it candle by candle. If I trailed it candle by candle, my stop would be up here, and I would be, you know, a couple more points ahead of that. Anyway, I don't know if this is my last trade. I think it is. We'll see. Okay, I saw the momentum. I said one more trade. I'm going to try to get the momentum out of this right here, but I'm already on break even plus one tick, so it's a win no matter what. I'd like it to go up to this pivot level, these pin tails right here, but it may not do that. It's looking real sketchy right now. Let's see if we can get that out of there. I might just close it now for as much as I can get.
Order filled.
Oh well. You get a little antsy and then it goes right to your target. Boom. How many times have we gotten out early and it went right to our target? I can't count the times.